guys, what's up? Welcome to today's video. Welcome back to my channel. I debated not doing this, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it. Sarah and I are taking the kids to the water park later today, so don't mind this outfit. And I got my body oil on, and I got the blue going, because we're going to the water park with Kaden. But anyways, today I wanted to do another episode of my makeup stash, going through and updating you guys on my makeup products that I have in my collection that I need to use. So today we're going to be focusing on my bigger eyeshadow palettes, because most of my eyeshadow palettes are actually in this big ass makeup chest thingy back here that my dad built me. Most of them are literally in the middle part in this thing. So I'm just going to go through my big palettes, and I'm going to do them from my favorites to my least favorites, basically. So the number one palette is this Tati Beauty Textured Neutrals palette. The Volume 1. Volume 2 for Textured Neutrals looked so gorgeous. I wish that she could come back and redo these, because this is probably one of the best palettes ever. It's so amazing to have, you know, a color story in different formats and different formulas. Like, it's just really amazing. It's honestly extremely brilliant and very well thought out. And by the way, I am picking up the Major Dimensions palettes from Patrick Ta next month. Okay, my next one is going to be my Colourpop and Kathleen Lights. So cheap. He got so mad that Jackson wouldn't share his toy with him. Oh my god. But this is the So Jaded palette. I love this. I will never get rid of this, just because it is Kathleen Lights, and I love Kathleen Lights, and she had such a giant influence in me creating my channel, along with Tati and a couple other creators. I was thinking of doing a full video on it if you guys are curious. So I love this palette. They don't make it anymore. It's still stunning. I love Colourpop's palettes. I do a Colourpop order every month now, because I'm working on building up some Colourpop collections, and I'm going to get a couple mega palettes next month. Which, if you guys are curious, I'm making this in the month of June, so I'm talking about my July orders. Except for my Sephora order. My Sephora order I actually did this month for July, so I'm not doing a Sephora order in July. I am Rouge until next year. I've already spent that much money, so I'm fine. My next palette is the Colourpop Rock Candy palette. I love this palette. This palette is so stunningly gorgeous, and it reminds me a lot of the Tati Beauty palette, just in the sense of, like, different formulations and a color story. Like, you know, you have the grays and the blacks, you have taupey shades, you have, like, warm tone neutrals, regular neutrals, dusty pinks. Like, this is just really, really pretty, and I definitely think you could dupe Tati's palette at Colourpop. I want to get the Getting Fresh palette from Colourpop. I want to get Gone Match, Bare Necessities. I have so many mega palettes I want to get from Colourpop. Their mega palettes look stunning. So the next one is the Smoke and Roses palette. I do try to keep things in the unit cartons just because they're pretty. But this is Smoke and Roses. So pretty. This is going to be so pretty. This one might make you want to get it. It was at the hype of my I'm in a pink phase, and it's just so stunning. I'm glad I got this and I had it, because it honestly is very good for somebody who uses these types of pinks and you don't want to do anything super duper big, because it only has the shimmery metallics. It doesn't have glitters or anything else like that in here. So this could be a great everyday palette for somebody and just have everything that they could ever need, and you only spent like $34 on it. Next one is one I lusted after for so long, and I'm so glad I finally have it, and it's the Colourpop Stone Cold Fox one. I have the mini That's Taupe that they said is a mini version of this. I don't think it's a mini. I think in hindsight it's supposed to be a mini version. But I don't like the quality of the That's Taupe palette, so I prefer this one honestly more. And I mean, like, you have this like matte black, which it bothers me that it's here. I wish it was here. You know, I wish these were over here. I just don't like the placement of some of these colors. So next, I am very iffy about, but it's the Morphe 35O palette. It's the original one. I don't like Morphe's shadow formula, but I'm going to give these ones a try, just because. I mean, the color story is very, very pretty. Okay, next is the Morphe 3502 palette. This is the second version that they released. I should just go ahead and show you like this. Still super pretty, leaning more warm tones. Again, I'm not sure how I'm going to feel about the Morphe shadow formula. I don't really like it now. So hopefully these are the older formula. We will see. Next is the Sephora Pro Pigment palette. I have the warm one. One of my shades is broken, so I'm not going to be able to hold it up completely for you guys. But you can kind of see in the mirror. Very pretty. I wish I had the other Pro palettes, but it is what it is. Okay, next is this Jeffree Star Pricked palette, and I just picked this one out because I love warm tone neutrals. I hate the packaging on this, but I love warm tone neutrals like this. I think that they are so gorgeous and stunning, and this just screams fall and Halloween to me. Okay, next is the Jeffree Star Orgy palette. I've had 3 of these, and I gave 2 of them away. I gave one to one of my mom's friends, and I gave one to my mom, because this is just such a perfect neutral palette. It's all matte, it's just gorgeous, it goes from light to darks, and how could you not like a palette like this? Next is the Jeffree Star Cosmetics Cremated palette. I keep the unicorn because I love marble so much. I think it's pretty. And I kind of wish that he had continued the marble on just the packaging, because I would have preferred that over this, but it is what it is. Such a stunning palette. Thank you for that, Kai. Such a stunning palette. Neutral, cool tone, lover's dream. I mean, I love this. You can definitely do a neutral look with this palette. I mean, it does run dark to light. It's really stunning. I have a lot of these shades as singles in my Jeffree Star 9 and 28 pans, so it just goes to show you how much I really like Jeffree Star's palettes. Planning to order the Banana Fetish collection this month in June, but it'll probably be the end of June when I order it, so it's gonna still be in my June monthly haul because I had ordered it in June, but I won't have it until July. So next is the mini palette from Morphe and James Charles. So I only have the mini, and mine is broken because my mom thought it would be hilarious to knock this over about 4 times, and finally she broke it. But still so pretty. The color that's broken is tea. That's what it's called. I don't support James Charles, so I probably will never use this on my channel. I've never supported James Charles. The thing I support about James Charles is the fact that he was lied on at one point, and somebody tried to destroy his life and his career. And it made him suicide, like, want to end it. So I do feel for him on that aspect, but I don't watch his channel and I don't support his channel, and I'm not a subscriber of it, so. So if you want the James Charles palette and you don't want Kai took Jackson's toy, but if you want the James Charles palette but you don't want to support, you don't like Morphe's formula, you don't want to support James, get this Wet n Wild palette. This Wet n Wild palette is spot on a dupe pretty much for it, and I like the Wet n Wild one a lot better just because the shades are all the same size and it makes me feel a lot better about life. I mean, like, how pretty. Okay, next is going to be the Jeffree Star Bloodlust palette. So this is just awkward shape, which is why it's in this little section over here. But it is a really pretty palette. Like, I like the velvet. I would have preferred continued the coffin. I would like for him to do a royal blood collection and, like, kind of have something like this matte velvet, do a coffin, pink tones, like dusty rose pink tones, maybe some purples. I think that would be really cool. Okay, so next up is going to be a palette that I really like, and it is the Jeffree Star Cosmetics Jawbreaker palette. I love the Mini Breaker palette. It's my go-to palette for colors. I actually have a extra Mini Breaker palette if you guys want it. It's in my 250 subscriber giveaway, brand new. I can show it to you guys. It's still in its unicorn and everything. So this is the Jawbreaker palette. So pretty, perfect for colorful looks. Okay, so next is the Jeffree Star Alien palette. I love this palette. I think it's adorable. I love the story behind it. He unfortunately doesn't make this palette anymore. I think he discontinued it in favor of the Blood Money palette where he has the more greens. But I think that he should bring this palette back just because, like, the story behind it is just more stunningly gorgeous. Next is a palette that actually caused quite a bit of controversy here on the internet, and it is the Makeup Revolution and Emily Noel, the Emily Wants palette. I had the Needs. The Needs was awesome. So this is the Wants. Super pretty. I was noticing that there is some product in there. It kind of does look like mold. Was Family the color that had the issue? Let me know. Because I haven't touched this palette in a very long time. Just because it's not, they don't sell it anymore and it has that grade mirror. Next is a palette I'm almost 9,000% sure I'm going to hate, and it is the Morphe and Jeffree Star palette. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to hate this just because I have gone over it with the Manny palette. I hate Morphe's formulation. This is definitely Pink Religion and Alien palette put together with some neutrals. Next, we're getting into my Perfusion Cosmetics palette. So I love Perfusion Cosmetics. I think that you can get a lot of great stuff from Perfusion for a really great price. But my go-to brand for affordable makeup that performs amazing is going to be Colourpop. I don't really go to Perfusion anymore. When I first started my makeup collection, I first started my YouTube channel, yeah, I think I did like a $200 order at Perfusion Cosmetics, and that's where I got most of these palettes. So my favorite one so far has been the Starlit palette. I think I got this for Christmas from my mother. It's got so many stunning glitters, but like I said, I just tend to go for Colourpop whenever I want, like, affordable makeup. So next is the Love Struck palette. I think that this was one I ordered at the beginning of my channel. It's got those stunning pinks and purples. Like, my eyes go straight to those pinks and purples. Kai was almost falling off the bed, but I'm keeping an eye on him. Next is the Festival palette. So, I like this one too. It's got the bright colors, so if you're into color, they have it in this for sure. But honestly, I don't think that it's got enough because it's really missing one key color, and that's going to be green, which I prefer to put blues with greens most of the time. I mean, I'm not sure if you can see, but I have some green on my lower lash line with this blue. Next is the palette I'm not going to open because it is broken. I know I got this when I started my channel because it arrived broken. And it's the Paradise palette. I am still going to use this. You can obviously tell that's the shade that was broken. And there's the shade there. I'm going to have one of my friends fix it for me, but it just hasn't came yet. Okay, more into Perfusion Cosmetics. This is the Confidence palette. Confidence. This is going to be your go-to neutrals, red tones. So incredibly stunning. That looks like a color I'm going to like using. Obviously, this is that very red tone row. Really pretty. Next is the Tempest palette. I don't remember this one. Oh, this was I dubbed this my Mermaid palette. Because of the blue and the glitter. So pretty. You would think I would do this look with this, but I didn't. In case you're curious, I do a ranking of my eyeshadow palettes every month, so you guys can always know what I'm loving and what I'm using. But the one I used to create this look was actually a little bite-sized palette. Let me see if I have it. Alright, it's right here. It's the e.l.f. Chocolate Frosted with Sprinkles is what I used to create this look. Obviously, I paired it with something else, but this blue is what I have on my lid. It's not what I was expecting, as you can see, comparing it to my lid with the pan. But it's still super pretty. Pat McGrath's Subliminal palette still has my go-to blue in Blitz Blue. This is the Perfusion Cosmetics Wanderlust palette. So, another one of those colorful. It's kind of like got the jewel tones going, in my opinion. I kind of want to compare this to my Colourpop quads over there that I got. That's for the, what's it called? Stay Jewel Collection? That's what it is. I would not mind doing that. Next is a palette I'm not excited to have, and it's the Metallics palette from Perfusion. You guys probably know when I do my eyeshadow palette haul on videos, I don't like all shimmer palettes. I know other YouTubers do, but I just think that they're just not convenient for everyday use. Okay, and the final palette I have in this collection is the Perfusion Cosmetics Nude Bliss palette. This looks gorgeous and stunning. Oh my gosh. Is that not beautiful? Like, that's so pretty. That's so stunning and pretty. Like, this could be an everyday palette for me. Minus this glitter, I probably won't touch that glitter unless I'm filming. But this is so pretty. Actually, you know what? Take that glitter out and it's a very boring palette, isn't it? I still think it's pretty. Like, my mind honestly went straight to this glitter, but I know I won't use it unless I'm filming. So anyways, that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed coming along with me while Kai got yelled at for trying to take Jackson's toys from him and trying to hit Jackson. So that's why Kai is upset, is because he was told no. Welcome to motherhood. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this makeup stash video. I think the next one I'm going to do is probably going to be my foundations, because in my makeup routine, I go from face primer, eye primer, eyeshadow, and then foundation. And the first three I did was the face primer, the eye primer, and just now the eyeshadow. So probably going to do foundations next. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. So of course, like, comment, subscribe, and ring the bell. All that social media great stuff. It really helps this channel out if you do that, because my older brother has chosen not to support me. Thank you, Ryan. Love that. Love you. And yeah, so I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.